Hi everyone, Sandra Duran Wilson here, and welcome to this week's Mixed Media Soul Sparks. Every week I bring you some new ideas to jumpstart your creative projects. And this week I'm bringing you Shay creations. And you might say, well, what is Shay? And it's kind of this interesting, well, I got this huge box of it here. It's an interesting combination of paper mache and clay. And I like it because I've got this big box and I only need to mix up as much as I want to use in that project. So it's not going to go bad. I've had this for years. And I'm going to show you how to mix it up a couple of different ways, what you can do with it, and it's just, oh, you can get some beautiful textures with it. So let's get started. Now I'm going to mix up. The first batch is going to be a thicker batch. I had mixed some up a little earlier, but it already dried out. You can see it's just a fine powder. With any powder, be careful that you don't breathe in any of the powder. So now I'm going to be using distilled water. You could probably just use regular water, but I kind of keep distilled water in the studio to mix with paints. And I just start off with a small amount. And it's probably going to be a little too much, but after seeing how quickly it dried, I think we'll be okay. Because I had mixed it to where it was more like a clay, very thick. And if you get it where it's a little too wet like this, then you just add a little bit more of the powder, which is what I'll do. Just using a little craft stick. It's kind of like cooking. Little cups, even like if I'm on a cooking show. But we're not going to get muffins. We're going to get something better. So, here we go. Starting to get it to a consistency of clay. But rather than dumping a bunch more powder in, I want to add a small amount at a time. Otherwise oops, I added too much, now I have to add more water, that kind of thing. All right, so the reason I wanted it a little thicker is this piece has a lot of hills and valleys in it. And I want something that's going to hold up and not slump down. I don't want a pourable mixture. I want more of a moldable mixture. And I'm going to show you one other way that I'll mix this, and I'm going to add white glue in it. But for this part, I'm not going to add the glue because I'm putting it on a rigid surface, and it's going to be thick enough, it's going to want to stay on there. When I put it on a flexible surface, then I'm going to add some white glue to the mixture. So that's going to help it stay on the paper. But this part was really sitting up top. And so I'm trying to blend that level in to where everything is kind of the same height. Doesn't have to be perfectly the same, but I think that was part of my clay that dried earlier. Just get that off. Now, when this starts to set up, I'm going to be able to emboss into it. And I think I'll let this sit for a moment while I mix up the thinner batch. And it's a little too sticky right now, I think, to emboss. So I'm going to give it a little time to dry. But looks like I mixed up about the right amount. Put a little bit more onto here. Now, if you don't want it super smooth, then you can create as much texture as you want. It's up to you. That's what I love about this. Let me put a little more in here. Now, when I'm going to mix up this batch for the thin, I'm going to put about half the amount of the white glue. This is just like an Elmer's white glue, meaning half and half powder, half glue. And I just eyeball it. I don't measure it. And then just add a little bit of water. And we'll mix it all up. And this is going to be a much more viscous. But it's, when I mix that glue in, it's really sticky to begin with. But once I get that glue mixed in with the powder, then it starts to make a nice batter, I guess. And I want this to be really more like a batter that I can spread and then also create a texture. So do you see the difference in the thickness? So because it's going to be thinner, you want that glue in there to really help hold it and to seal it. You could put the glue in to make this one too, the thicker one, that's fine. But I wanted to show you an alternative way of sealing it as well. Let me pull this one in. So this is the one I had already done it and I embossed into it. And it takes it a while to dry. This took about 3 days for it to really dry completely and cure. You see how wet this one is? Might be a little too wet. But it will dry out. Almost like pancake batter. Okay. Now this one, again, I'm going to give it just a minute to kind of set up. And I'll come back over to this one. I have this ribbon. You could use plant material. You could use whatever you want to emboss. It's still a little sticky. Get my knife. Let's try that again where we can see it. And if it's too sticky like this, you just give it a few more minutes. It'll start to dry. And then you can get the embossing. So I would give it a few more minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to come back over here. This is what it looks like when you wait and you can emboss into it. Now, I hadn't added the glue to this. So once it was completely dry, I took some of the matte decoupage and I sealed it. Then I let that dry. Now I can come back in here with a color. Let me just pull up this other color I had. And you can see that I can paint over this and then the texture really starts to show up. I'd probably let that dry. I'd add another color on top and really start to accentuate that texture. So it's really a matter of timing because that one is still too sticky. But let me show you what I'm going to do with this one. And I want to make sure I clean my tools off because that stuff dries on there. Never rinse this. Don't dump this down your sink because it'll clog the the pipe. So just wipe it out, throw it away, like wipe it out with a paper towel and throw that in the trash. Don't rinse it down the sink. Here I've got plastic wrap, and I'm going to take this plastic wrap and I'm going to put this on top of this wet clay. And there's even like little air bubbles under there. That's fine. I'm just going to leave this on here and let it dry. I can pull it off before it dries completely, but it's going to take it a while to dry. So probably within a few hours I might peel the plastic off. But this is what you're going to get. Now this is done on canvas, on fabric, and you get this interesting texture like this. This had the glue in it, so it's pretty well sealed. This is what it looks like after you start to paint it. Now, one of the things that's really fun to do, this one's on paper, is I could take and cut this up and use this in a collage piece. I could stitch with it. It's staying on this paper. But wouldn't that make like a really cool addition in a collage? Same thing if it's on the fabric, you can cut it up. You can glue it onto something. But this, you need to let it dry. It's going to take it a while. And then you seal it, you paint it, you cut it up, you do all kinds of things with it. I like the fabric here, it's pretty stiff. So I could still take, and I could stitch into this. I could like hang some things off of it. I have a lot of different ideas, so I'll put that into the notes. Just remember that you only mix up as much as you need. So if you get a big box of this, it'll last you forever. If you mix it into a thicker, you can work with it like clay. You could sculpt with it if you put like an armature and then you build it, you know, around the armature just like you would with clay. Let me just take a look at this and see if it's kind of dried out enough to where I can emboss with it. Looks still like it's pretty wet, but we'll try. The other thing, if you had like leaves or grasses, you could just kind of press it in and leave it as it starts to dry and then peel it out before it gets completely dry. So let's see. It's still a little too sticky, but you saw what the effect. I used the same ribbon there. So try that and I'll see what, oh, this was another idea. When you do it onto the paper or onto the fabric, I just had this packing paper. And you can see I set it on top of this to dry. So some of the water started to leach out. And this made a really nice surface to be able to dry the fabric and the paper. Obviously, you don't need that for the panel pieces, but just some packing material. So that's another little tip. And I'll write some more ideas in the notes for you. Thanks for joining me this week, and post your work on the community page. And the other episodes are available for months that we've already published, so go take a look and get those if you haven't already gotten them. Again, I'll see you next week. Bye. Join the Creative Awakening Community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag #MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.